ready for Bible projects? I know. I always still wait for you. All right, now we're in Ecclesiastes. When you know your days are just merging together. All right, you guys ready?
We're exploring 3 books in the Bible known as the wisdom literature: Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Job. And they're all asking the question, what does it mean to live well in this world?
So we've looked at Proverbs, who you could think of as a bright young teacher.
She's all about pursuing wisdom, an attribute of God that's woven into reality. And she's optimistic that if you use wisdom, you will build a successful life.
But then we come to Ecclesiastes, who's more like this sharp, middle-aged critic. And he says,
You think using wisdom will bring you success. You'd better think again, because life here under the sun is meaningless.
And that's a phrase he uses a lot in this book.
but to understand this book, we have to realize first that we're hearing two voices.
So first there's the teacher, and we've been calling him the critic. He's the main voice in the book.
But he is introduced to us by another figure, the author. And he's the one who's collected the critic's words, and then at the end of the book summarizes everything and gets the final word.
So why does the author want us to hear from the critic?
Well, he wants to turn your view of the world upside down, and he's going to let the critic explore three really disturbing things about the world.
And we should warn you, these are pretty intense.
Yeah. So the first is the march of time, or as the critic says,
Generations come and generations go, but the earth, it's been here long before us and will be long after. No one remembers people from long ago.
So here's the teacher, the critic. What's the first thing he's revealing to us? Meaningless, right? And what's the first aspect of time, right? The march of time.
And all the people yet to come, they too will be forgotten by those who come after them.
so on a cosmic scale, you and I, we are just a blip. Stars are born, and then they die and form planets which orbit new stars, and those planets, they change over time and eventually burn up.
And amidst this cosmic backdrop, my entire existence is like a blink in time.
Which leads to the critic's second disturbing observation, that we are all going to die.
Humans face the same fate as the animals: death. All people, the righteous and the wicked, the good and the bad, those who offer sacrifices to God and those who do not, they all share the same destiny. All this activity and madness, then we all join the dead.
Man, this book is depressing.
And so is the final disturbing thing for the critic, and that is life's random nature.
So in Proverbs, life isn't random. There's a clear cause and effect relationship between doing the right thing and being rewarded.
But the fact is that life doesn't always work that way. The critic has observed a glitch in the system. He calls it chance, or in his words,
The race doesn't always go to the swift, or the battle to the strong, nor does food always come to the wise, or wealth to the brilliant, or favor to the educated. Time and chance happen to them all.
So his point is that you can't really control anything in life. It's just way too unpredictable.
So if I want to master life,
Then you're setting yourself up for a fall. Now, throughout the book, the critic uses a metaphor to tie together all of these disturbing ideas. Nearly 40 times he says that everything in life is hevel. It's a Hebrew word that means smoke or vapor. Like smoke, life is beautiful and mysterious.
it takes one shape, and before you know it, it takes a new shape.
And smoke looks solid, but try and grab it, it'll slip right through your fingers.
And when you're stuck in the thick of it, like fog, it's impossible to see clearly.
Now, our modern translations have lost the metaphor, and they usually translate Hevel as meaningless. But if you read closely, the critic isn't saying that life has no meaning, but rather that its meaning is never clear. Like smoke, life is confusing, it's disorienting and uncontrollable.
So, what are we supposed to do with all of this?
Well, surprisingly, the critic first of all acknowledges the perspective of Proverbs. He says it's a really good idea to learn wisdom and to live in the fear of the Lord.
Really? I mean, he just said that doesn't guarantee success.
But he knows it's the right thing to do. But secondly, and more often, he says that since you can't control your life, you should stop trying. Learn to hold things with an open hand, because you really only have control over one thing, and that's your attitude towards the present moment. Stop worrying, he says, and choose to enjoy a good conversation with a friend, or the sun on your face, or a good meal with people that you care about.
The simple things in life.
Yes, and both the good things and the bad, because both are rich gifts from God. And that's the surprising wisdom of Ecclesiastes.
Listening to the critic is painful and can lead you into some dark places.
And that's why the author speaks up at the end of the book. He doesn't want you to lose hope. He wants to make you humble into someone who trusts that life has meaning even when you can't make sense of it, that one day God will clear the Hevel and bring his justice on all that we've done. And so he tells us that the proper response to all of this is to fear the Lord and keep his commandments.
And that's the book of Ecclesiastes. Now, there's one more voice in the Bible's wisdom literature, and that's the book of Job.
And he will bring us the final, much-needed perspective on our journey into wisdom.
All right. So, everything. Right. So there's three things we have no control over. Time, the march of time, and let's Jason answer one. What's the second one? It's connected to it. We all eventually die. Right, chance. So, here is the critic. He goes, since we have no control, how do we respond to that? Do we just crumble in existential terror? No, right? Yeah, we don't crumble in existential terror. How do we what? So again, the critic will see the Proverbs, who taught us, what did the Proverbs lady teach us yesterday? She gave us a phrase. What is the important thing in life from Book of Proverbs? Right, wisdom, but it's called the fear of the Lord, right? And so he said, now since we know nothing can be there's no guarantee. How do we live the everyday? With open hands, right? So we enjoy it. We thank God for everything. He's a good God. And no matter I cannot say I'm 100% guaranteed, because I cling to King Jesus, that I'm promised a prosperous life here on earth. I'm not guaranteed that. But you know what? That frees me to enjoy the now. Enjoy my time with you. Enjoy watching Bio Project. To enjoy good pizza with friends. And yeah, the delightful art of video games. All right, so now we just got to do a game whenever you guys are ready. Oh, that's funny. So there's a Furia graphic novel. I first thought they were like doing a Scooby Doo thing in Turia because that guy right there in the middle looked like Shaggy from Scooby Doo. So it threw me off. All right. So we were doing Uno. Correct. Oh, it's restarting. So we're gonna have to do it again. Oh, they're Brenna and mine because we did Steam Share, remember? A lot of them are free. And a lot of them are like part of packs. You can play a lot of them. You just don't want to play them. Oh. Alright. If you want to start from the top, I'll show you all the games you can play. This is not the game. I mean, you're hyper focusing on like just a few. If we go from the top, here. Go from the top. Alright, 100% what you can play. 140 you can play. 200 mix noise. Acceleration of Sugary. Aces Wild you can play. Age of Empires 4 you can play. Amnesia, maybe. Amnesia Rebirth, maybe. Maybe those. Among Us, of course you can play. Ark, you can play. We work that out. Assassin's Creed, no, Assassin's Creed, yeah. Batman Hero you can play. I don't know about Bayonetta Espo. I have to look at that. Faro you can play. Bastion you can play. Batman City Game of the Year you can play. Bad Luck Theater, Besiege, Between Two Cats. See, like, you can play a lot of them, Char. You just. Bit Trip Runner's great. You see what I mean, though, Char? I see. You see, like it's the hyper focus. You've determined those are not good games. Oh. You can't play Evolve. That's an FPS. And also, it's no longer supported. I don't think there's any open servers. I mean, you can even take it off because there's no servers open left of that game. All right, Char, do you have the game open? Have you invited us? Like I said, administrator, but we have to set time for them. Ooh, that's a fun card set. I've never heard of it. We'll have to look at it, but it seems like so.
Who know?
Oh my gosh, I opened Uno a second time. I'm such a silly goose. Did you send me an invite, Char? Oh, you did? Oh. Good. I mean, did. All right. Well, that's fine. It's an accident. It's not a big deal. Luckily, there's no chat, so it doesn't big. Actually, it doesn't even matter if he unlocks it, as long as like we notice that there's no. Yeah, you just negated the first one. Oh. Thanks, love. Flip Nation. Yeah. I scared you. It's a share space. I'm sorry.
Ow. Ow. Oh, still my turn, huh? Okay, well, I could have played the plus one. I didn't realize it.
Wolf. All right, boys. We read. We did game. We can start.
Oh.
That's fine. Thank you, love. Thanks, love. All right. It's share space, love. Do you need to put headphones on? You good? Okay. Yep. That's fun.
Ow.
When are you doing that? Like what time tomorrow? Okay.
Yeah.
nothing wrong with my design. It's flawless. There must be something wrong with the parts those imbeciles brought me. I need to find better assistants.
Perfect timing, gentlemen. Lend me a hand, won't you? These presents must belong to Sandy Claus, so I thought I'd better return them.
You just happened to find them?
Of course, Sora. I'm finished with Christmas fantasies, you know that.
But you thought you'd hold on to the suit.
What, this? It's just a costume. And Sally worked so very hard making it. Come on, we've got work to do.